So this is Robert Olds, uncle to Rikki Olds, and with him today he has his friend Carlee, here for support as well.
So good morning, everybody. First thing I want to say is send my condolences to Officer Talley's family. True hero, saved lives, and just a great police officer and great man. And sending mine and my family's heartfelt condolences to his family. On behalf of my family, we can't thank the community and everybody for their overwhelming support that we have gotten. Rikki was truly special to us. She was vibrant, she was bubbly. Rikki was kind of the light of our family. When Rikki showed up at the house, we never knew what color her hair was going to be. We never knew what new tattoo she may have. But that was Rikki. And Rikki lived life on Rikki's terms, not anybody else's terms. And her life was cut short, unfortunately, by the events the other day. Saddened that she didn't get to experience motherhood. She didn't get to experience marriage. She was 25 years old. She didn't get to experience a lot of the stuff that we get to experience in life. And I'm saddened for her, and I'm saddened for all the rest of the victims. There's a hole in our family that won't be filled. I mean, we try to fill it with memories, but it's tough. It's tough. She had dreams. She had ambitions. She was moving up the ladder in King Soopers. And now she can't. She can't do those things. She was one of a kind. She was that person. She'd come to the house and we'd joke around and we'd laugh, and she would start laughing so hard she would snort, and she's probably gonna like throw something at me or something for telling you guys that. But she was a snorter when she laughed hard. And I will really miss her. I will really miss that personality of hers and just her being around. She has a little brother who's taken this really tough. Really tough. So please remember him in your thoughts and prayers. She was like a daughter to my mom. I know this is probably out there. My parents raised her for the most part. So my mom has essentially lost a daughter and a granddaughter. My sister lost a niece. And it's tough. I think I'm ready for questions.
We'll start with Andy Cross from the Denver Post.
I'll defer to Noelle in here.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, I'm a reporter at the Denver Post with Andy. We've heard that King Soopers has said Rikki's actions, she was trying to save people and locked the doors at the store. Can you talk about what else been told?
I haven't heard about that. So I'm sorry I can't answer.
That's gonna be part of the case investigation,
Okay.
so maybe some of those details about what happened inside will come out in the days to come. We have Answer Hansen from DNC, or Emil.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Ari Schneider from Washington Post.
Hi, Ari Schneider. Do you feel like your family is getting the support they need right now?
Overwhelming support. Yes.
We have Laura Robinson from CNN.
I'll pass now.
Okay. Grant Hodgson from The Sun.
Yes, hello, sir. I believe Rikki wanted, her dream job was to be a nurse. Could you describe what would be her dream job?
Well, Rikki was living her dream. Yes, she wanted to be a nurse, but that plan got altered, so Rikki had a backup plan. And Rikki was pursuing her dream of being a store manager at King Soopers.
Thank you.
Lauren Scharf from Fox 21.
Yeah. What would she like to do for fun with her friends?
So Rikki she loved the outdoors. She was into camping. She was into hiking. Earlier on in her life, we got her involved in golf, which was huge with my dad. My dad was a huge golfer, so he kind of pushed her that way a little bit. And yeah, so she loved golf. She played softball when she was younger. So just the outdoors type of stuff, and that's what she enjoyed.
Getty. Who's with Getty? Okay, we'll go with Brian Willis with Rocky Mountain PBS.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Noel Phillips with The Post.
I already went.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Matthew Jonas with The Camera.
For the CPR reporter.
Okay.
My question for you is, what do you hope people will remember about Rikki, or what legacy do you hope she will leave behind?
That Rikki lived life on her own terms. Like Rikki was going to do what Rikki thought was right, and if it didn't work out, Rikki would change and do it a different way. Rikki didn't care about if people judged her on her hair color or how many tattoos she had. She's a strong, independent young woman.
Thank you, and sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
KKTV.
Can you talk a little bit about the relationship she had with her little brother?
Rikki was a workaholic, so it wasn't like they spent a lot of time together, but that time was cherished. Cherished by both of them, because they had both dealt with some trauma from their mom. So they had even a closer bond because of that.
Denver 7.
I'll pass, thank you.
MSNBC.
Robert, what's the last thing you remember about speaking to her about? What's the last conversation you had with her?
Well, it was my mom's birthday the previous weekend. And she had made plans to come over Thursday to kind of hang out and celebrate my mom. That was it.
You remember the last thing she said?
See you Thursday.
Sean Herbert with CBS News.
You mentioned in your statement that she didn't follow trends, she made them. Give us some examples.
Just like with the hair, just like with the tattoos, just like, I don't know, not caring about being judged, about being your own person,
Give
about...
us a scenario, an example, a story.
You have one?
I work at King Soopers with Rikki, also coach with Bob. Rikki at work, she would dance to the music. We called it her gorilla dance. She would flail her arms, anything to make you smile, to make you laugh. If you were having that bad day, Rikki was there to make it better. In our department, we had nicknames for everybody, and Rikki wore her hair in braids a lot, so we nicknamed her Wendy because her hair was always changing and she always had 2 braids in her hair. She would do anything to make you smile. I can definitely recall us talking about tattoos and how, Uncle Bob would always say, well, what are you going to get now? Or what are you going to get next? And we would joke about how we should get his name just for fun in a heart. So Rikki would do anything to make anybody happy or smile. She just was her. And if you needed a pick-me-up, you knew where to go.
Carlee, could you give them your full name so they can...
Oh, yeah, my full name is Carlee, Carlee, Lough, Lough.
So you're a coworker and friend, is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
Carlee and I coach basketball together. And then Carlee and Rikki work together at King Soopers.
Patty with the Associated Press.
Can you tell us, what's your favorite memory, fondest memory of Rikki?
Well, the one that just keeps sticking out of my head, and I'm sure I've told people this already, is when Rikki was little, she used to travel with me and my sons and my family to baseball tournaments and stuff like that. And Rikki's name for me was Uncle Bob Bob. Everything, Uncle Bob Bob, Uncle Bob Bob. And when we'd be at these tournaments and it'd finally be over, after being at the baseball field all day, it would be Uncle Bob Bob, Donald's today, which meant she wanted to go to McDonald's. And for some reason, that memory just keeps popping up in my head, and I don't know, maybe it's because just the pure innocence, and when they get to that little toddler stage and they start to talk and you start to realize their personality. And
How old was she then?
probably around 4 or 5.
Stephen with the New York Times.
Pass.
Okay. Sergio with the Telemundo.
Hi, first of all, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Who was the last person to be in touch with her? Did you have any contact with her? And what were her last words? Do you know?
I don't know who the last person was to talk to her. I imagine one of her coworkers. My last communication to her when I heard about this was a text message that said, "Hey Mikus, are you okay?"
Stephanie with Fox News.
Yeah, first of all, obviously sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I don't know if you've been to the King Soopers and seen all of the flowers, or just pictures of all of the flowers and notes. Some of the notes have Rikki's name on them. How do you feel about the community coming together and putting this all together?
It's overwhelming, and I have not seen that. I've heard different tidbits here and there. Last night there was quite a crowd outside of our house that did a little candlelight vigil. But it's just overwhelming, and it just goes to show how many lives that Rikki touched.
Vicente with Fox 31.
Yes, and so sorry for your loss, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. In speaking with your friends, there's been this recurring theme that she was so helpful to her friends. She would always back up friends, and we heard from Carlee today as well. Was there something in her life that led to that, for her to be that person that everybody would depend on, that she would make people like, where did that come from?
I think it stems from her relationship with her mother and wanting to be that nurturer, that nurturing person that maybe she didn't get when she was younger. I mean, I can't speak really for her mind, but that would be my assessment.
Can you expand on that just a little bit without, I don't want you to get too personal, but can you tell us a little bit more about that relationship?
It's non-existent.
Jacqueline with CBS Denver.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you again. Thanks for being here. We're so glad to talk to you. But my question is, what do you plan to do to keep her memory alive, maybe in your life? But I have some other questions really quick too. How good of a golfer was she? Was there a favorite present? But
You're gonna have to slow down and go one at a time.
One question.
One question. what do you plan to do to keep her memory with you?
To be determined. It's so early. I mean, definitely something. What that is yet, that's going to be something my family and has to decide. I mean, but definitely something. What that is, I don't even know yet. I'm sorry.
Natalia, CPR News.
Over there. Thank you again. It's really wonderful that you're spending this time to share her life with us. I would love to know more about her little brother. How old was he? What did they used to do together?
How old is he now?
How old is he? Yeah. And what was the thing that they liked to do together?
I'd rather not answer that.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Carl with ABC.
I defer to back government, please.
Hi, I'm deeply sorry to hear the loss.
Thank you. I appreciate
She
it.
sounds like a wonderful person. So one question for you and one for you, Carlee. I understand that some members of the family actually watched the shooting spree unfold on the live stream. Were you one of them, and what was it like for you? What were you experiencing and going through at that moment?
We're gonna not answer that one.
Okay.
We can't get into questions about the case or anything like that, what they know and that type of stuff.
I don't think that has anything to do with the case. That's about a personal
We're gonna
experience.
stray away from that question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Carlee, when did you first hear about the shooting?
My family called me. I had left work early that day. My family called me and asked if I was okay and at work, and I was at home.
You were there that day?
Yes.
What was your reaction when they told you about the shooting?
I had no idea about it, and I just immediately turned on the news on my phone and on my television.
And what was the realization like that that's the place where you work, where your friends still are, that you had just left shortly before?
It's very hard. It's just difficult in general for any of us that worked there or for any of those families. It's something that you will remember for the rest of your lives.
So we've gone through, I think, all of the outlets that are here, maybe not all the names. Is there an outlet here that is not on the list? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dan Rasco on KSL TV Salt Lake. Can you share with us in regards to what was it about being a King Soopers that you just loved? I mean, you said that's what she wanted to do for her career. Why King Soopers? Was it the customers? Was it the people she was with?
The customer service and helping people.
Sorry,
The customer service and helping people. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
That's what it was about. I mean, that was kind of what the nursing thing was about too.
Is there anyone else that hasn't?
Oh.
Here.
Okay.
Hi, Tiva with the Colorado Sun. We've heard a lot about what a hard year it's been for grocery workers. Carlee or Rob, I was wondering what the last year was like for Rikki.
I don't have anything.
It was difficult for all of us, but Rikki was in the front end. She would have to deal with all the customer complaints, which she was great at doing. She's very level-headed and can kind of diffuse the situation with any customers. So it was difficult. It's definitely a change for everyone with COVID. We had to adapt and do what we could.
Yes, on the floor.
David Moe with the Denver Gazette. This is for you, Carlee. I guess what is your favorite memory that you have with working with Rikki at the store?
Definitely just the way that if we're pushing a cart or something, she would block your way and dance or put her arms up and joke with you, make you smile.
How do you deal with this, and how is the rest of the family dealing with such a tragedy?
It's a great question. Guess you try to honor her as best you can. For me, it's taking care of the family, making sure we're gonna keep moving forward and honor Rikki and honor Rikki's memory. And to be determined, I guess, too. I don't know. I don't have a concrete answer.
I'm gonna allow 2 more questions.
It's a follow-up. Is it okay if I do a follow-up question now?
Sure.
Okay. I get the feeling, were you like a dad to her, or were you a father figure to her?
I would say my dad was more of that. I mean, Rikki spent time with us when she was little. When my dad passed away 6 years ago, I think I kind of stepped into that role a little bit more.
I'm wondering, is it possible for you guys to share any pictures of the candlelight vigil that took place at your house last night?
I have a video on my phone that I took.
Can you distribute
Yeah,
that to us?
I can put that, if you picked up one of the media advisory sheets, there's a link, and I will add additional photos folder, as well as any other documents that have been sent out thus far. So we can upload that video to that folder as well. And that's written here.
Thank you, Mr. Olds. I appreciate the information you said.
Thank you.
Yeah, one last question, or we'll get 2 last questions, and then we're gonna.
I'm gonna ask the same question as just asked to you, to Carlee. Carlee, how are you coping? And how is the network of your colleagues coping? How is everybody doing?
I don't know how everyone is doing. I know that Kings tried to do their due diligence and give us as many outlets as possible to talk to anyone through therapy or our store managers, our district managers, the president. They all employees. I can definitely say that. That's kind of all I have.
How are you feeling in your heart? How are you doing?
Not well.
And one last question.
Just wanted to know if you knew some of the other victims that worked there, if you guys had a close friendship, what was that like?
I worked there. We have a lot of employees that work there. I wouldn't say that I was close with them.
Okay, we're gonna end today's media advisory. If y'all have any other questions or requests for the Olds family, please direct them to me. You can find my information on the media advisory sheet or the statement for the family. So we'll wrap it up this time.
Thank you all for sharing her story. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.